What when you speak to the startups and the co-founders, what do they say kind of helps that or drives that success, right? So as you're thinking about starting a startup and you're thinking about whether or not I should have a co-founder, obviously from our perspective, that extra person gives you kind of that start of a team. But what are they saying are some of the benefits that they find in having that co-founder as they're launching?
Accountability is a really big one. And we noticed this with single founder teams versus co-founder teams, that there's out here lots of folks who are entrepreneurial, that maybe they're hobbyists or passionate about something and they can create a lifestyle business out of this, whatever it is. Maybe they're making some kind of craft, or maybe they're in tech and they built some kind of cool app. We don't see them hitting that next level in the growth curves that we see when people have co-founders. I think accountability is a big part of that, because when you're accountable to a partner, it's not just you. You have expectations of somebody else, and they have expectations of you. And so I think there's a certain amount of just accountability and pressure and responsibility that you feel when you have a co-founder. You can't let this person down. Right? I think that just that intrinsic motivation really helps. The second thing is division of labor, right? You co-founders have different skill sets.
Yep.
Obviously that helps, so it's not redundant. And just someone who understands what you're going through, right? So we see a lot of our sole founders craving a peer mentorship group we have. They just get together and they kvetch and they compare notes, and we hear things like, how you all handling your inventory management systems, and they get together and they all chit chat about, what IMS you're using and why. And so with having someone who's in there with you in the fight, shoulder to shoulder, it proves that there's more success in the accountability, sharing responsibility. Occasionally it comes with funding, depending on the situation of your co-founder. Maybe that's how your deal is structured. But that is really significant in a clear differentiator in success for a lot of founders or a lot of startups.
No, we've heard the same thing. We actually wrote an article, and this was one of our points in our article as well, around like the 7 things we learned in our first year. And one of the things was that we kept hearing this over and over again from startups or even small organizations, right? Maybe they're not on that high growth, curve, but they're kind of growing their companies steadily and not having that counterpart or that person to bounce ideas off of, or to your point, that kind of complementary skill set. That's where we've seen a lot of success with organizations where if somebody has one skill set and the other person can complement that, they have a little bit more of a well-rounded founding team. Not to say you can't create that in other ways, but we've heard a lot of success stories in terms of, I knew the business or I knew the product, and this person knows finance or this person knows tech. They could really bounce ideas off of each other and kind of get to a better spot. So you also have 2 networks then, right? Like you have 2 networks that you can draw on for other advice or other support systems, which we've heard a lot of positive things about when we're working with smaller organizations.